National Sorry Charlie Day. It's a day to acknowledge that at one point or another, everyone gets rejected. Whether it's a group of mean girls, a potential employer, or that sweetheart that wasn't so sweet. We've all been there, and today is the day we reflect on those rejections and what we've learned and how we've overcome them. It's time, yes, it's time to kick them to the curb. As we say, sorry, Charlie. Okay, I'll go first.
Okay.
I can remember my high school teacher. He was my biology teacher. It was my senior year. And for some reason, he just didn't want me to pass the class.
Oh.
I think it was because maybe he didn't understand the concept of me being a child actress. You know, I had to leave school to go to work.
Right.
But a lot of people, they didn't understand that it actually was harder for my sister and I to do that because we had to do the same amount of work in less amount of time. We only had 3 hours of school a day. So yes, I wasn't there every day, but I was doing the work. And he said he was gonna fail me because I wasn't there. It was my senior year, and I had a goal. I had a GPA goal. So I went and I talked to my counselor and I told her what the issue was. He still had an attitude. So I said, you know what, why don't we make a compromise? Why don't I go to school the last day and I take that test that everyone is taking. I will make sure I am there so I can show you that I'm doing the work. Guess what, y'all? I not only passed that class, I graduated with honors. So to that high school teacher who tried to kill my dream and dim my future, I say to you, sorry, Charlie.
Exactly. My sentiment, exactly, hater teacher.
Again?
Exactly.
I hear you, though. It's those rejections that you just can never forget, you know?
Yeah.
My story is about this one boyfriend I had who broke up with me, and I'll never forget the words. He said, because you are not good enough for me.
Ooh.
And it was at a time in my life when I was going through some family stress and I was heavier in weight. And he would just constantly body shame me. And this manipulating way in public where you compliment another girl and you point out her body parts and it's in front of you and you know you don't look like her, but he's doing it in front of you. And it really just did a work on my mind. So when he broke up with me, I was completely depressed. And I just really judged the things that he talked about until I realized that I was really insecure and I was broken and I was with somebody who was preying on that. And so it took me to realize that I had to fight and get myself better and together because I knew that little spark of light, I knew that I was more than that. So when I got my mind straight, all of a sudden I started caring more about how I ate, how I carried myself. I started working out, I started learning, getting educated about the right foods. And truly, since then, I've dropped my weight. I became the healthy, energizing, positive person I am today. I married the man of my dreams, Freddie Hartise, who loves me so much, and you, my friend, have missed out because you have no idea how to value a woman. So to all the guys out there that shut a good girl down and make you feel less than your worth, sorry, Charlie.
Yes. I felt that.
Yeah.
Well, my experiences when I first signed up to go to college, I didn't know anything about college, but I did know that I wanted to be an engineer. And so I went down to my school, and the counselor asked me what did I want to major in. I said, I want to major in engineering. And he looked at me, he said, you don't want to be an engineer. And I was like, why? It's too much math, it's too much science, it'll be too hard for you. I said, are you serious? I said, no. Go on and give me whatever classes I need to take. Give it to me. I had chemistry, I had algebra, I had all these classes. That man was right. It was hard. But it made me study. It made me study. And at the end of the semester, I got all A's and 1 B. So the thing is that because of the all A's and 1 B, I ended up getting a scholarship, and it paid for the rest of my college career. So to that counselor that didn't believe in me and said I couldn't do it, I say to you, sorry, Charlie.
But that face. You don't play with that face. Dang, Lonnie, okay, let it go.
I know.
Oh, my
my gosh. So my experience involved actually a group of girls from my school. You guys know that my mom's Puerto Rican and my dad's Ecuadorian. So in New York City, we have the Puerto Rican Day Parade every summer. And all these girls were getting together and they were going to the Puerto Rican Day Parade. They were like, you know, talking about pre-gaming and getting their outfits together. We literally go to the Puerto Rican Day Parade looking like Puerto Rican Christmas trees. I had earrings, bandana, like it was out of control. And I would go with my parents every year, but you know, when you're in high school, you want to like be cool with the cool girls, and they were going all together, so I wanted to go with them that year instead of my parents. But I realized they were leaving me out and they weren't including me. So finally I asked them, I was like, hey, you guys, I want to go too. Like, can I go with you guys to the Puerto Rican Day Parade? And they were like, you're not Puerto Rican.
Wow.
And I was like, yeah, my mom's Puerto Rican, but you're not fully Puerto Rican, so you're not really Puerto Rican. So that hurt my feelings so bad because, you know, that's what I identified with is my mom. That's how I grew up. And, like, I went home and I told my mom that, and she was like, you don't need anyone to validate what you are. If you feel in your heart that you are Boricua, you don't have to be 100% anything to be able to identify it. And then she went to the school and told them herself. But that's all the conversation. It did teach me that I don't need anybody to validate me, that you are whatever you feel in your heart, and that, that blood does run in my veins. So, booyah, I am Puerto Rican enough. To those girls who said I wasn't, lo siento, Charlie. Vaya.
Doesn't it feel great to get those stories off your chest?
Yeah.
Yes.
That was
So, sorry, Charlie. Look at us now.
Exactly.